Hi everybody, Cooper and I are extremely excited to show another Breakout escape game that I created. This one is Properties of Matter for 5th grade, and it's based on a superhero team concept. So each team, there's 5 or 6 teams, each one has to complete their tasks on their own, and they finally come up to the very end and open up one of these 5 lots. So this one is a team-based game where all the teams work simultaneously, so you can easily differentiate and no one be the wiser. And once all the teams are complete, they open up the box and save the world. So it's team based, and it's also a whole group because the whole class has to solve it together. So like most of my escape games, I start with a nice intro video. You can see my forehead there.
Hi, this is I, Dr. Bad Guy. Superheroes, you cannot stop me, for I am, well, a bad guy. I am so bad that I do not wash my hands when I go potty.
So he threatens the would-be heroes to try and stop him. And the only way to do this is to create a chemical change. So at the very end of the game, you have to create a chemical change and find some superheroes to help them out. And you look around, you find these little envelopes around the room. Each team grabs one. On the back of it, it's gives you a tiny little hint that knowing how many solids, liquids, and gases has nothing to do with the secret code to just give up heroes. So again, this is a content-based game, so sometimes I kind of give the clues a little bit out so that you focus on the content more so than figuring out the clues. So when you open up the envelope, you have all these little cards to sort, and then count them all up based on solids, liquids, and gases, which is, in this case, 6, 3, 4. And if they grab the Batman one, they have to try and find a box that has something to do with Batman in it. World's Greatest Detective. So you open it up. Inside is a QR code and this maze. When you scan the QR code, it opens a Google form with standard validation with a password, so you cannot proceed until you get the password done. And what is the password? So if you look at this, you see that it's a maze. And then when you solve it, from the beginning to the end, it spells out the next clue. Which stage of the water cycle releases heat energy? And figuring out that answer, we'll open up the first password to your Google form. Entering it gives you several different questions about solids, liquids, and gases and properties of matter in 5th grade. Solve them all. You get them correct, you move on. If you don't, you have to go back to the beginning. So it's easy to do that with validation because you can just go to the next slide or the previous slide. And at the very end, this video appears.
You foiled me once, superheroes, but never a second time. I shall use my evil superpower to stop you. It is my sneeze ray.
So you continue talking about sneezing and giving the hint that something to do with sneeze ray. Hey, Cooper. And if you look around the room, you have all these different tissue boxes. Underneath is a clue taped, which leads to their final project here. And in this case, with properties of matter, it's about some of the parts of the whole. So you have 5 different questions, each with different answers. And I even gave the hint out so that they can focus on the content again. So match the questions with the correct answers, circle the answers that you have selected. The remaining unused answer will lead you to your final clue. So once you match the answers with the correct one, you'll find one missing, this one. And here's the most challenging part, because a lot of people get this wrong with the water cycle, is you have to start with the water cycle and what's the next stage after that one. So in this case, precipitation. What's after precipitation? Evaporation. Then comes condensation and then runoff. So this answer is 865. Go to your lock, open up 865, and then you open the box. And then when it's all 4 other teams complete, then they can open up the box. And inside I had a whole bunch of different materials because they have to prove themselves and make a chemical change. So I'll have different materials in there, and as a class they figure out which 2 or 3 would combine to make a chemical change and save the world and prove that they are true heroes. So hopefully you can be inspired by this. I'll have this shared on Google Drive and on my blog, so you can just download the whole thing if you want to use it, or just pick and choose different puzzles and pieces you like. Hope this helps and inspires. Thank you.